I've been juggling 2 lives for 11 months. That's the reality when $63,000 in student loans meets a communications degree that promised opportunity but delivered entry-level wages and passive-aggressive emails from women named Karen. By day, I'm Brinley Rhodes, executive assistant at Henderson & Klein in Midtown, wearing and tailor separates I bought on sale and swallowing microaggressions with my morning coffee. I answer phones in my professional voice, the one my mother taught me before she died, the one that's 2 octaves higher and scrubbed of any hint of Brooklyn. I organize files for lawyers who make in a week what I make in 6 months, smile when they mispronounce my name, and never, ever let them see me sweat. By night, I'm someone else entirely. The girl behind the mahogany bar at Serpent Rosso, mixing Negronis for Manhattan's elite and pretending not to notice the dangerous men who speak in Italian and Russian, who leave cash tips that sometimes exceed my hourly wage, who treat the upscale bar like a second office for business I'm smart enough not to ask about. Serpent Rosso sprawls across the ground floor of a converted warehouse in Lower Manhattan, all exposed brick and Edison bulbs and leather booths that probably cost more than my monthly rent. The bar itself is a work of art. Imported Italian marble, brass fixtures that gleam under dim lighting, shelves lined with bottles I'll never be able to afford. The clientele matches the decor. Expensive suits, designer watches, the kind of casual wealth that doesn't need to announce itself. And then there's Nico Severin. He owns the bar. Owns half the businesses in Lower Manhattan, if the whispered rumors are true. He comes in twice a week, Tuesdays and Fridays, always around 11, and sits in the same corner booth. Same spot. Same drink. Macallan 18. Neat. 2 fingers. His eyes are the color of sea glass, cold and assessing, and they track every movement in his territory like a wolf watching his domain, including mine. I've learned to predict him the way you learn to predict weather. I catch glimpses of him through the crowd. Dark hair styled with precision, neck tattoos that disappear under Armani shirts and Italian silk ties, hands that look like they've built things and broken them in equal measure. He holds court in that corner booth with men who speak in low voices and leave through side doors. I clear their glasses, tumblers still wet with expensive scotch, wipe down the table they've abandoned, and never ask questions. That's not my job. My job is to be competent, efficient, and forgettable. The only constant in this carefully ordered chaos is Marcus. My brother's at Howard University, junior year, computer science major with dreams bigger than both of us combined. 21 years old with our mother's optimism and none of my caution. He thinks I'm doing fine. Good corporate job, nice side hustle. His big sister who has it all figured out. He doesn't know I work 16-hour days. He doesn't know I live on bodega coffee and protein bars because actual meals cut into the budget. He doesn't know that every semester I hold my breath until his financial aid clears, praying nothing falls through. He especially doesn't know about the $63,000. The debt from my own degree. NYU, Communications. Class of 2019. I walked across that stage in my rented cap and gown while my mother watched from a wheelchair, 3 months before the aneurysm that killed her. She never saw the bills that came after I'd buried her, never knew that the degree she'd been so proud of came with interest rates that should be criminal. 6.8% on federal loans, 9% on the private ones I needed to cover what financial aid didn't touch. I signed payment plans I'll be honoring into my 40s at this rate. Accepted terms I didn't fully understand at 18. Learned to survive on cheap hope and cheaper wine. So I smile at Karen in Midtown. I mix drinks at Serpent Rosso. I ignore the weight of Nico Severin's sea glass eyes following me across the bar. I take every shift offered, count my tips at 2 a.m., and walk 4 blocks to the Christopher Street station alone because ride-sharing costs money I don't have. 4 blocks. I've walked them hundreds of times. Tonight, The air smells like rain and exhaust, the particular scent of Manhattan after dark. My feet ache in the black non-slip shoes I wear behind the bar, and my shoulders carry the tension of 11 straight hours of forced smiles and perfect pores. It's 2:17 a.m. on a Friday bleeding into Saturday. I made $340 in tips. A good night. Enough to make this month's minimum payment with a little left over for groceries that aren't ramen. I pull my jacket tighter against the October chill and head for the back exit. The alley behind Serpent Rosso should be safe. It's Severin territory, after all. Everyone knows that. The kind of knowing that doesn't need to be spoken. These 4 blocks are his, protected by reputation and whatever enforcement keeps the streets clean and the businesses running. But the 3 men waiting in the shadows don't seem to care about boundaries. If you are still listening and feel this story touching something inside you, take a moment to subscribe to our channel, to like and share this video so we can continue bringing heartfelt stories every day. And if it isn't too much to ask, would you tell me where you're watching from? Leave a comment below and let us know which corner of the world this story has reached. We treasure every word you share with us. Karen's voice cuts through my morning coffee haze like nails on a chalkboard. Brinley, did you finalize the Hutchinson filing? She doesn't look up from her phone, manicured nails scrolling through what's probably her Peloton stats while I've been at my desk since 7:30 organizing the chaos she created yesterday. Finalized and filed, I say, voice pitched 2 octaves higher than natural. Professional Brinley. Corporate Brinley. The version that makes white people comfortable. I also scheduled the depositions for next week and confirmed the court reporter. Great. Still not looking up. Can you grab me a coffee? Oat milk, 2 Splendors. I'm already moving before the request fully registers. Muscle memory from 11 months of being the only black woman on this floor who isn't pushing a mail cart. The student loan portal mocks me during my lunch break. Balance, $63,847.52. Interest rate, 6.8% on the federal loans, 9.2% on the private ones. Minimum payment due, $680. I paid $700 last month and the balance dropped by exactly $43. The math is designed to drown you slowly. My mother died when I was 19, 2 months after I started at NYU. Aneurysm. Sudden. Devastating. I became Marcus's guardian overnight, turned grief into fuel, and learned that survival tastes like instant ramen and tastes like nothing at all. By 6 p.m., I'm in the Serpent Rosso bathroom transforming. And Taylor comes off. Black jeans and fitted black top go on. I twist my hair into a low bun, swap pearl studs for small hoops. Different uniform. Different performance. The bar gleams under Edison bulbs, all exposed brick and dangerous elegance. Men in expensive suits conduct business in Italian and Russian. I pour their drinks with practiced efficiency. Negroni for the man in Brioni, Moscow Mule for his companion, Macallan 18 neat for the one who just walked in. Nico Severin. Corner booth. Sea glass eyes that track everything. Neck tattoos disappearing under his collar. He doesn't acknowledge me. Never does. I'm part of the scenery. At 2 a.m., I count my tips. $340. Good night. Enough to breathe another week. I head for the back exit, exhausted but surviving. Until I'm not. The alley smells like rain and rotting garbage. I have my earbuds in, Solange drowning out the city, so I don't hear them until it's too late. 3 men materialize from the shadows like they've been waiting. Dimitri steps forward first, all cruel smiles and dead eyes. Little black bird working for the Italian. My heart slams against my ribs. I pull out my earbuds, calculating distance to the street. Too far. I don't want trouble. No trouble. He grabs my wrist, twisting it to expose the small red serpent tattoo all Serpent Rosso staff wear. Temporary. I'd planned to remove it this weekend. Just delivering a message. You gonna fly home and tell Severin that Morozov sends his regards. I don't know what you're. His fist catches my cheekbone. The world explodes in white-hot pain and I'm falling, pavement slamming into my knees. Before I can scream, Yuri's boot connects with my ribs. Once. Twice. Something cracks inside my chest and I can't breathe, can't think. Can only curl inward while they rain violence down like judgment. Dmitri crouches, phone out, snapping photos. Evidence for your boss. Then darkness swallows me whole. I surface to agony and the taste of copper. Rain mixing with blood on concrete. Can't move. Can't breathe without knives in my side. Footsteps. Heavy. Measured. Christ. The voice is rough, unfamiliar in its urgency. Hands. Careful, impossibly gentle. Turn me over. Through my one working eye, I see him. Nico Severin. Sea glass eyes gone molten with fury, jaw clenched so tight I can see the muscle jumping. His tattooed hands frame my face, and I realize this is the first time he's ever touched me. The first time he's looked at me like I'm real. Who did this to you? His voice is barely audible, deadly quiet in a way that promises retribution. I try to answer but darkness pulls me under again. His face the last thing I see before everything goes black. I wake to unfamiliar ceiling and pain that steals my breath. Every inhale feels like broken glass grinding between my ribs. Easy. A man in his 60s leans over me, kind eyes behind wire-rimmed glasses. Fractured cheekbone, 2 cracked ribs, deep lacerations. You're lucky it wasn't worse. I can't afford. Panic cuts through the pain fog. Already handled. He packs his medical bag with practiced efficiency. Mr. Severin's covered everything. The door opens and Nico enters, still wearing the blood-stained shirt from the alley. He looks unraveled in a way that should terrify me. Hair disheveled, jaw tight with barely controlled rage, those sea glass eyes burning with something I can't name. Dr. Russo leaves without ceremony. Tell me everything. Nico's voice is deadly calm. Every word they said. Every detail. I don't want to be involved. You're already involved. He holds up his phone, shows me the photo. Me, broken on the pavement. The message below reads, "This is what happens when you forget your place." My stomach turns. "They hurt you to hurt me," he says, voice dropping to something cold and lethal. "That makes this my responsibility. You don't even know my name." The words escape before I can stop them. His eyes lock on mine. Brinley Rhodes. 29. NYU graduate. Communications. Executive assistant at Henderson and Klein. You've worked at Serpent Rosso for 11 months. You take your coffee black with 1 sugar. You're left-handed. You support your younger brother through college at Howard. And you never complain, even when Karen treats you like hired help. My breath catches. You noticed me. I notice everything that belongs to me. The presumption should infuriate me. Should send me running despite the broken ribs. Instead, something dangerous sparks in my chest. Heat mixing with fury mixing with a want I can't afford. I don't belong to anyone, I manage. You do now. He moves closer, tattooed fingers gentle on my uninjured cheek. Whether you like it or not. Dante arrives within the hour, silver-threaded hair, calculating eyes that assess me like I'm a tactical problem to solve. He spreads photographs across the coffee table. Security footage. Crystal clear. Dmitry Volkov, Yuri Koslov, Konstantin Fedorov. His voice is Brooklyn Italian. Decades of loyalty embedded in every syllable. All Morozov soldiers. I watch Nico transform. The gentle hands that touched my face vanish, replaced by something cold and lethal. His jaw sets. Eyes go flat. This is the man who owns half of Lower Manhattan through fear and calculated violence. Find them. Bring them to the warehouse. All three. Tonight. You don't have to do this because of me. I start. This isn't about you anymore. His voice cuts like a blade. They disrespected my territory. Touched my people. Sent me a photo like I'm some weakling who'll take insults. Then quieter just to me. And yes, it's about you. They put their hands on you. That can't stand. At 3 a.m., pain and guilt keep me awake. Through the window, I watch black SUVs arrive. Men dragged from vehicles, hoods over heads. I shouldn't go downstairs. Shouldn't witness this. I go anyway. The warehouse is all concrete and shadows. I stay hidden behind stacked crates, watching through gaps. Dmitry kneels in the center, bloodied but defiant. Nico stands over him, gun loose in his hand. Who gave the order? Morozov himself. Dmitry spits blood. What, you care about some black bitch who pours your drinks? The gunshot is deafening. Dmitry's scream more so. His kneecap explodes in red mist. Speak about her again, Nico says, voice still quiet. And the next one's between your eyes. I should feel horror. Should feel sick. Instead, dark satisfaction floods my veins. I retreat before anyone notices. Hours later, Nico finds me awake, staring at nothing. He's cleaned up, composed, but something haunted shadows his eyes. I know you saw. I don't deny it. Are you afraid of me now? No. My honest answer terrifies me more than his violence. I'm afraid of what it means that I'm not. Morning light streams through unfamiliar windows. Every breath still hurts, but I need to leave. I should go home. No. Nico doesn't look up from his phone. Morozov knows about you now. You're not safe until this is settled. I have a life. A job. My brother. Call him. Tell him you're visiting a friend. Message your boss. Use sick days. His tone allows no argument. You're staying. I make the calls, hating how easily the lies come. Marcus sounds concerned but buys it. Karen sounds annoyed but approves the time off. Nico brings breakfast, bagel with lox and cream cheese from the bodega 3 blocks from my apartment. My usual order. He's memorized it without me knowing he was watching. He adjusts pillows behind my back without being asked. Opens his laptop and works from the armchair across the room. So you're not alone, he says, like it's simple. Dante arrives mid-afternoon, studies me with those calculating eyes. Boss, we need to talk. Privately. They move to the hallway but voices carry. The men are talking. You've never reacted like this over staff before. She's not just staff. Then what is she? Because Morozov's going to want to know. Hell, our own people want to know. She's mine. That's all anyone needs to understand. Evening comes. I need the bathroom but my ribs scream with movement. Nico appears, helps me stand, supports my weight with careful hands. The indignity of needing help breaks something inside me. I'm crying before I realize it. Pain and fear and overwhelming confusion about this man who orders executions but brings me breakfast, who claims ownership but touches me like I'm precious. "You're safe," he murmurs, holding me carefully. "I swear it. Why do you care? You didn't even look at me before this." I looked. His thumb brushes tears from my undamaged cheek. "I just didn't let you see me looking. Thought keeping distance was safer." Safe from what? This. Wanting something I can't afford to want. His phone rings. Business. Always business. He leaves reluctantly, and I'm left processing that his distance was restraint, not indifference. If you are still listening and feel this story touching something inside you, take a moment to subscribe to our channel, to like and share this video so we can continue bringing heartfelt stories every day. And if it isn't too much to ask, would you tell me where you're watching from? Leave a comment below and let us know which corner of the world this story has reached. We treasure every word you share with us. 2 weeks later, my bruises have faded to yellow shadows and restlessness claws at my sanity. I need to feel useful, not like some fragile thing kept under glass. I discover his library by accident. Floor-to-ceiling shelves filled with Italian literature, American crime novels, and surprisingly poetry. I'm organizing them by author when I sense him watching from the doorway. "You don't have to organize my space," he says. "I need to do something with my hands. I'm going crazy being idle." He moves closer, closing the distance between us. "You should be resting." "I've been resting for 2 weeks. I'm healed enough to read spines." We're standing too close now, his eyes tracking every micro-movement. The air feels charged, dangerous. "Are you going to tell me why you've been avoiding me?" I ask, emboldened by proximity. "I haven't been avoiding you. I've been giving you space." "I didn't ask for space. I asked for honesty." Long pause. Then, "I can't stop thinking about you. Since I found you in that alley. Since I saw what they did." His voice drops lower, rougher. "I can't get the image out of my head. You bleeding on my pavement. And I can't stop thinking about other things. How you look in the morning. How you organize my books without being asked. How you never complain even when I know your ribs hurt." My breath catches. "Nico. Tell me you don't feel it. Tell me I'm imagining this, and I'll walk away. I feel it. Honest. Reckless. I've felt it for months. Every time you sat in that corner booth watching me like you were trying to solve a puzzle." His hand cups my uninjured cheek, tattooed fingers gentle against my skin. "I'm not a good man, Brinley. I do terrible things. You deserve better. Maybe I don't want better. Maybe I want this." The kiss is tentative at first, questioning. When I don't pull away, when my hands grip his shirt, it deepens, heat and hunger and careful hands avoiding my ribs. His phone shatters the moment. "Dante. Emergency. This conversation isn't over," he says. "No. It's just beginning." Marcus appears at Nico's door 3 weeks later, fury radiating off him like heat. "Where's my sister?" "She's been staying with a friend for 3 weeks." Nico assesses him with cold calculation. "You're Marcus. Howard University, junior year, computer science major. How do you, never mind. Where is she?" "Marcus." I appear from the bedroom, still slightly bruised. "I can explain." His face goes slack with horror. "What the fuck happened to you?" I tell him everything. The attack. The recovery. Nico's protection. Marcus's anger grows with every word. You got my sister hurt because she works for you? He turns on Nico. I got her hurt by being too lenient with challengers. Nico's voice is ice. That mistake is corrected. You're with him. Marcus looks at me like I'm a stranger. With a mobster? It's complicated. It's not complicated. It's dangerous. And you're too smart for this. After he leaves, upset, unconvinced, Nico and I fight properly for the first time. He's right. I'm putting him at risk just by being near you. Then what are you suggesting? Walk away. Maybe that's safest. Safest for who? His voice hardens. Morozov knows about you now. Walking away doesn't erase that. That evening, Nico takes me to dinner at an exclusive restaurant. Alexei Morozov himself arrives. Silver hair, cruel eyes, the kind of violence that wears expensive cologne. I hear you've taken a particular interest in one of your bartenders. The black girl, yes. Nico's jaw tightens, but his voice stays level. What's your point? My men acted without direct orders. I'm prepared to offer compensation. 100,000 for her medical expenses and inconvenience. Your men acted on your implicit authorization. You wanted to test my boundaries. Nico leans forward. Here's what's necessary now. You and your organization stay out of my territory. You don't touch my businesses, my people, or anyone who works for me. And if I refuse, then we stop pretending this is about business and make it personal. Morozov studies him. All this for a bartender? Touch her again, and I'll burn your empire to the ground. After he leaves, I'm trembling. You just made me a permanent target. I made you untouchable. There's a difference. Nico presents his security arrangements, like they're already decided. Armed driver. 24/7 bodyguard. Tracking app on my phone. Absolutely not. I'm not living like a prisoner. You're living like someone whose safety matters to me. To you or because of you. Because I was fine before I became your responsibility. The fight escalates fast. This is exactly what I was afraid of. You deciding what's best for me without asking what I want. What you want might get you killed. Then that's my risk to take. I'm not your property, Nico. You think I see you as property? I think you see me as something to protect. Not someone with agency. Dante bursts in. Boss, we have a situation. Morozov's men tried to grab me from Henderson and Klein. They failed because Nico had guards I didn't know about following me. You've been having me followed? Fury and terror war in my chest. And it kept you alive today. He shows me the bodies. 3 men who tried to take me, now bleeding out in his warehouse. This is his world. Brutal, efficient, unapologetic. I need to know you can handle it, he says quietly. I can. But on my terms. We negotiate like adults. Driver for late night shifts only. Check-ins. Not tracking. I keep my apartment, my job, my relationship with Marcus. Security that respects my agency. I can't lose you, he admits. But I can't own you either. Teach me how to do this. That night, I go to him. My choice. His hands are careful with my healing body, reverent. I trace his tattoos, the serpent on his neck, Italian script along his ribs, scars that map a violent history. Knife fight at 17. Bullet at 24. Burns from a warehouse fire. We're both survivors learning to be more than our wounds. After tangled together in sheets that smell like cedar and him, He speaks against my hair. I love you. I didn't plan to. But I do. I love you too. Even though it's terrifying. We'll figure it out. Together. 6 weeks later, Dr. Russo clears me completely. Ribs healed, bruises gone. Only small scars remain as evidence of that night. Nico takes me to Serpent Rosso for celebration. Through the front door this time, not the back alley where everything changed. He presents an envelope across the table. Employment contract. Operations manager for Severin Hospitality Group. Salary. $120,000. Benefits including full medical, housing stipend, education fund for Marcus. Tears blur my vision. This is too much. It's fair compensation for your skills. You have MBA-level organizational abilities. I'm using them properly now. Second envelope. Inside, a check for $63,000. Exact amount of my student loans. Shock turns to anger. You can't just. I didn't ask permission. Your debt is paid. You work for me now, and I take care of my people. We argue about independence versus care, about control versus partnership. Finally, I accept, not because he's forcing me, but because I recognize this isn't about ownership. It's about him seeing my worth and acting on it. Marcus appears. Nico invited him without telling me. Awkward silence stretches until Marcus asks, "You really love her?" More than I knew I could love anyone. Hurt her and I don't care how many soldiers you have. Nico's respect is genuine. Fair enough. Dawn finds us on Nico's penthouse rooftop, the city spreading below like a promise. I touch my healed side where ribs were fractured. 6 weeks ago I thought my life was over. 6 weeks ago I didn't know my life could begin. His tattooed fingers lace through mine. We were built on violence but sustained by choice. Started invisible, ended fully seen. It requires constant negotiation, but it's worth every compromise. Your world is dangerous. People will always try to use me to hurt you. Then we'll handle it together. As partners. Ready to face the day? With you. Always. The sun rises over Manhattan, painting everything gold, and we stand together. Two people who found love in impossible circumstances and chose it consciously. But when a new dawn rises, isn't the real question this? What do we do with the life we fought to survive for? Brinley's chapter isn't just about healing bones and settling debts. It's about facing the truth that sometimes the things we fear most are also the things that finally set us free. Nico's world is violent, dark, unforgiving. Yet from that same world came the only person who ever saw every version of her and still stayed. And maybe that's the part that hits hardest. The unexpected softness inside danger. The loyalty growing out of bloodshed. The love built in the ruins of fear. And what about you? After walking through their dawn with them, have you ever had a moment where life offered you something terrifying and beautiful at the same time? Have you stood at a crossroads where accepting care felt like losing independence, yet rejecting it felt like losing yourself? Have you ever questioned whether the love you want is also the love that could undo you? If Brinley's journey echoes anything inside you, even a whisper, share your thoughts in the comments. Your voice matters more than you know. These stories become alive through the truths you share. If this story touched you, please like the video, share it with someone who needs courage today, and subscribe so you never miss the next video of these raw, human stories we bring to life. Thank you for staying to the very end. May your days be gentle, your nights peaceful, and your choices guided by courage. Goodbye, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.